Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the Why Not Me podcast. First off, I want to apologize because I've been gone for 2 weeks and people been hitting me up like, where the podcast? What's going on? We ain't got our daily encouragement. We don't got our mind hacks and all that. So I apologize. But today, we got a dope show for you. I got two guests with me. Of course, you guys know my brother, my music partner. My business partner. Anytime that I need help creating something and bringing it to reality, I call this guy. What's good, Smokey?
What's good? What's good, everybody? What's going on?
What's going down? And then this other young lady that I have to the side of me, we actually met working kind of in a situation where we both knew we were better than. And what I mean by that is we were at the job, but we knew we were kind of here just going through. We knew that wasn't the final destination, and that honestly is why we connected. You know what I mean? Because we used to always have these little talks, and we used to be like, man, this ain't it, man. What are we doing after this? Like, come on, like, what we got to do? So, Brittany, she's an author, she's a business owner, she's a self-love advocate. She just does a whole bunch of stuff. What's good, Britt?
Hey, what's poppin'?
What's good? So, we always start each show with a daily quote.
Okay.
So, today's quote, honestly, I got two for you guys, and I want you guys to kind of break it down for me of what it means to you guys. The first one is, as we liberate our own fears, our presence automatically liberates others, and that's by, what's her name, Marianne Williamson. What does that mean to you? Go ahead.
You said as we liberate our own fears, we liberate. What was the last part?
Our presence automatically liberates others.
I feel like that means when we get past our fears, our presence, as far as when we come to others, is like pretty much saying our witness. As to when we liberate our fears, it liberates others because others can see what we have been through and how we got to, where we are, our current stage. And so it's like we can tell them stories of, well, I've been through this. And so, we may be able to connect to somebody else who's going through the same thing and let them know how to liberate themselves. So, yeah.
Exactly. A lot of people always say, I don't believe until I see. Well, this is your proof. Look what I just went through.
There's something about that confidence when somebody walks into the room and you can tell they've been liberated from a lot of stuff. They just have this presence and this essence about them that's like,
I want it.
I'm here. You
right.
know what I mean? And I see you. That's definitely the feeling that I get from people is like, it's not like people who are just looking at you and it's just a gaze. It's like, I see you. Like, we're connecting right now.
Absolutely. Second quote, everyone in life is going to hurt you. You just have to figure out which people are worth the pain. That's by Bob Marley. What does that mean?
Ali, you take that one first.
That's my man. That's my man. Big ups to Bob Marley for rest in peace. But I would say that for that's real. Like, everybody in life is going to cause pain. If you've even met your mom, she causes pain. Like, everybody causes pain. There's nothing that you're gonna run into that doesn't cause pain. Absolutely. At the end of the day, there's a duality in life, and everybody's gotta go through it. Everybody's gotta live it, and you gotta choose what's worth it. You know what I'm saying? Because everything gotta be balanced. Like, you can't get the good without the bad. So pick which bad you want.
Exactly.
There you go. Man, good question.
What's that
mean to you?
Yeah, I feel like it means exactly what it says, as far as like everyone is gonna hurt you, and it may not be drastic. It may just be a disagreement or something like that, a disappointment or something like that, and so I feel like it says, you have to figure out who's important enough to even care about what that hurt is and whatnot. And a lot of times, me personally, I don't feel like, and I'm not saying nobody's important, but you shouldn't let nobody be have so much power over you that hurt holds on to you. So I feel like, you may
Before you start moving different.
Exactly. So it's like, but if that person is important, maybe you should address that hurt, to kind of resolve it. But other than that, yeah, that's how I feel like it should be.
I also have another key point I want to touch on that, and piggybacking off what you were saying, I want to say that pain is subjective. So to a lot of people, what pains you doesn't pain me. And sometimes I had to learn this a lot within a relationship that I'm in, is I think that I'm very much like myself. I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to be hurt. But sometimes I realize that my pains don't translate in somebody else's head because it wouldn't pain them. So sometimes it is, like you said, having that conversation, like setting that level of like, this is what this feels to me. And then also listening to the opposite end and seeing that perspective, because sometimes it could just not be the pain of the intentions, you know?
Right.
It's just the fact that you're sensitive and not even sensitive, but like that hurts you.
Yeah.
And that's right. But it don't mean it's wrong either, okay?
Right. Facts.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get right into our talk. Today we got kind of a couple things I kind of want to talk about. The first talk is I want to talk about self-love. Okay. And why do you guys feel it's important to love oneself in order for you to get to where you're trying to get to? You know what I mean? Why would you, I'm gonna let you start first? Okay. Because you are the love advocate. Okay. This is my why is it important to fall in love with your every being?
Well, what I would say about this, and I mean this, like, I've read books on this, and it comes down to, like, really science, really. Like, you have to really, if you don't grasp this, if you don't understand this, it's hard to maneuver anywhere else. Because it's like, if I don't know what I'm looking at in the own mirror, like, the mirror when I look at it, I can't tell you what you're feeling. You know what I'm saying? I've never had a mirror, not a mirror, what am I trying to say? I've never seen that reflection. So if I've never seen that reflection, how can I communicate what that is? Right. And I feel like just knowing yourself and loving yourself makes you confident. It makes you strong. It makes you understand your worth. And once you know your worth, it's like a that driving force that you have for everything. It's like you don't lower yourself to certain standards. You don't settle for certain shit. You know what I'm saying? You move differently in the world. You have a different essence about you because it's like, I know who I am and I know where I'm going. Nobody can tell me nothing. Exactly. And that's like, even when you have bad days, like if you love yourself, a bad day is not a bad day. No. It's just like, how do I say this? I would say it's just time for you to start over. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like a lot of people do get lost in that too. They don't want to start over. And I feel like you need to start. Like, at the end of the day, you always want to hold on to what you have because it's your baby. It's something you've attached to. But once you learn how to lose the attachment to stuff in life, everything gets easier, and that goes back to the pain, to the liberation. Right, it's everything. It really does. Like
that's kind of even funny that you said that because I literally like on my phone I just got a text and it kind of just said like it was a quote and it said you may have to fight a battle more than once to win. Yeah. So you are absolutely correct. Sometimes you gotta start over. You know what I mean? You gotta start over.
Go back to the drawing board.
You got to. You got to. I think like really like even going back to the pain and whatnot, everybody's gonna hurt you. I personally feel like, you know, there is my mindset. There is no perfect situation. It doesn't matter the job. It doesn't matter if you're working for someone or working on your own. It doesn't matter your girlfriend, your car. There is no perfect situation. So if you always try to find perfect stuff in every situation, you're going to always be disappointed. You're going to always be let down. You know what I mean? But if you got the mindset to say, you know what, this may not be perfect, but I'm going to make the best out of every situation that I'm in. Oh man, your results are 10 times fold. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So. Wait, how about you though, man? When it comes to self-love, why would you say self-love is important?
Self-love is important because, like, wasn't there the second part to that as well, to the quote or something like that? You were saying like self-love as far as getting to.
Yeah. Like, why is it important to love oneself in order for you to get to where you're trying to get to?
Yeah. So, I feel like it goes there because it's like along with self-love is self-awareness as well. So when you are aware of yourself, you know yourself, you know how you move, you know what you want, you know what you want to go after, what your goals are. And so along with that self-love, it also that goes into, you know, enjoying yourself, making sure you take that time out to take care of yourself and things of that nature. And a lot of times that's where you'll find that inspiration to go back into whatever your work is or whatever your goals or career is and things of that nature. And so it's like, also when it comes to dealing with other people as well, it's just like how they say, like, you teach other people how to treat you. So when you treat yourself with respect, others will treat you with respect as well. And so so it's like you have to show people how you want to be treated. And a lot of times people will get you mistaken, but when they get you mistaken, that's when you correct them. Yeah, right. So yeah, like I think, you know, just wrapping that all up, that's what it means to me.
And like, if I can drop a personal experience, I want to say, like, bringing this into like life itself and like the relationships I have with people, whether that be platonic or romantic, it wasn't until I want to say like last year I started like really asserting myself and who I was in the world. Okay. And like that happens a lot sometimes. I feel like you lose sight, especially me as an empath and as like a natural like pleaser. I feel like I'm very like, okay, like I don't want nobody to be mad at me. I just want to like give everybody, and to you think that's a good quality. Right, like I'm a giver and I want it's a great quality to have. But also not having a backbone is very, very weak quality. And I had to realize that about myself. I was like, damn, you must not love yourself if you're allowing this stuff to happen. Because I was in most where I was depressed, I didn't want to eat, stuff like that. And I'm sitting here thinking like really, like it clicked with me. And I'm like, whose fault?
Right.
Like, really, whose fault?
Man, you better say that.
And like, while I'm here crying, these niggas is chilling. Nah,
Facts.
I gotta get up. I gotta get up. You know who you are. And sometimes just going back to that is like, you know, doing your makeup. Like if for ladies, doing your makeup, getting dressed up. For men, I don't know. I'm not going to answer. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But you know, like stepping into that sense of like identity with yourself and into that love and like how we were just talking about off camera, like making it until you make it. Like it is okay. And once you start putting your foot down, it's like the life switches, like the narrative switches, like the energy switches.
Absolutely.
And like you start to get what you put out. So before I was getting trash because I was allowing trash. And then once I stepped into like my divinity. Once I stepped into my divinity, it was like that's all I received.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks. I got an example for that too, because it wasn't until maybe 2, 3. No. How long we been? Let me not say no names. It's been a couple years, right? Like since
yeah, been
You know.
Yeah, about 3 years, like something like that.
And my father figure, a guy who put the coolness, the humbleness, but yet the swagness and the confidence in me. He called me one day, and because I was in a situation where I was kind of blind, because sometimes love will do that to you. You know, it can kind of blind you, and you don't see straight anymore. And you allow certain things to happen to you, and he kind of literally word for word, and I thank you for doing this to me, because it was that day that I woke up. He literally straight up said, Gavin, if you stay in this situation and you allow this type of shit to keep happening to you, excuse my French, but I got to. He said, I'm not fucking with you no more. As your dad, I'm not fucking with you no more if you don't love yourself enough to realize that you're getting hurt every single time you keep dealing with this individual. Yeah. So if you're gonna go back, don't ever call me again. Yeah. That's on you. That woke me up. That woke me up like, whoa, you're right, because I am stressed. I am depressed, and this person's not.
So you're an advocate for tough love.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am. I absolutely appreciate it. Like for you to call me on my shit, I give you a hug. Like for real. Like that.
Do you feel like everybody needs tough love?
No, some people that cracks.
Good answer.
Makes them break. But I'm a personality red type. There's a lot of other women are yellow personalities, so you can't come up like, babe.
Wait, you're a what?
I'm a red personality.
What does this mean? Is like really something?
Yeah, there's 4 personality colors. There's red, yellow, blue, green.
There's not pink?
No. It's red, yellow, blue, green. Red is just and there's goods and bads to all of them. You know what I'm saying? But red is most people like reds because reds are usually the natural leaders. They're the ones that, you know, why?
I'll get it back.
Jesus. You know, you are good. You are good.
Is that a camera that has to go back on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's all good. Yeah. We still yeah. But damn it, camera. Totally.
Technology.
It's all good though.
Technology be like.
I don't even remember what the hell I was just saying.
Red colors. Red or natural born leader.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
The personality colors. Thank you, Brittany, Quay. Appreciate y'all. We need to start scrolling. Anyways, personality colors. Red are usually the natural leaders, the business owners, the ambition, the ambitious, the drivens, the go get it at all costs. They don't really care. Driven, you know what I mean? But sometimes they also tend to be really sensitive. That's why they're flashy. They want to have nice cars. They got to wear the nice clothes because they most of the time associate their value with those type of things. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
A yellow is they're caring, they're sensitive. They cry over huggy commercials. You see what I'm saying? Like that's a yellow. You know what I mean? But they're very team oriented. You know what I'm saying? So getting a yellow to come and contribute to the why not me, just because they're contributing to a bigger cost, that's what a yellow is all about. You know what I mean? A green's analytical. A green is like, why the freak would I buy a Rolex when I can go get a Walmart watch that tells the same
But that's
time?
me too. How can I be all the colors?
You are. Everyone has all four. You're just in different orders. You know what I'm saying? But everyone's the same thing. And then what's the last one? Blue. Blue is just the fun people. They don't. If it ain't got nothing to do with fun, don't call them. You know, straight up. Like, and they have no sense of time. They like, I get there when I get there. You know what I mean? Work and all that. Like
all these colors.
for real though. You know what I mean? So, but like self-awareness, I had to figure out who I am, and I realized where I'm good, and that's why I'm good in business and marketing, because that is my personality type. I'm a red. You know what I mean? But I do have them flashy, okay, I'm sensitive, I want you to, you know what I mean? That is, you know what I mean? Like,
I think that's also human nature too. Like, we live for validation. I'm sorry, say it.
It's the truth.
We want to be validated by something or somebody.
Even though everybody would say, "I don't give no damn what folks think of me."
No, you care.
Yes, you do. That's why you.
Even if it's that one person,
right? That's why you take a shower. No, I take a shower for me. Shut up. No,
some
you
people
don't
take showers though, and if they don't, if you don't, it's still for you.
Facts.
It ain't for nobody else. It ain't for me.
You ain't do that for me.
That's what I'm saying. Can't do that for me.
Not at all. All right. So next topic is we broke down self-awareness a little bit.
Right.
But okay. So now we're gonna talk about values. When it comes to valuing and how you look at different things, would you guys say it's important to value things and to put priorities into place when it comes to your process of growing and reaching your level of success? Hopefully that question even made sense, because it was a little everywhere.
Yeah, I would say, that's very important to have your values in place, especially if you're trying to get to a certain place, because without those values, you have no foundation or no direction of where you're trying to go. You're just kind of just out here just getting somewhere. Because go ahead.
Let me back up so folks can understand. Give me values. What is values to you? So people even understand what I mean by values, like priorities and values. You know what I mean? Like break it down. Your values. What's a value?
Health, definitely. Even getting to wealth is a value. Respect. I just keep it right there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I was saying, I feel like it's important to have those values because they'll remind you also of why you're trying to go where you're trying to go. And so, I'll just leave it right there.
I would agree with that. And like another thing I can say with that is like, I didn't realize it before, but like the way I was raised, you know what I'm saying? Like when you're in the moment, especially me growing up Caribbean, with two Caribbean parents, immigrant parents, I have strong sense of like their culture and like their country. It's like I didn't really grow up American, though I was born in America. Right. And I used to think that they were so strict and that I didn't understand, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all are hell. Y'all don't know what the hell going on. Like I'm the American. You don't know how to live out here. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then like now as I'm turning into this woman, like I'm so grateful for the values they taught me, you know, like family, respect, time management, having a hustle, like just little different things that they instilled in me, and like that keeps me on my mind in track of where I'm going, because like you said, it gives you that principle, that backboard, that kind of like that words. There's so many words in the brain and they're all going like this. But no, it gives you that fuck this shit. What is the word I'm looking for?
Why not me?
No, that but no, it keeps you on track, and it gives you that extra oomph. Not even oomph, but like it sets you aside from everybody else, because a lot of people don't know why they go out there and why they do stuff. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people are asking the question, why not me? But like in a bad sense, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely feel like when you know yourself, this goes back to your values. Like when you know yourself, you know your values, know who you are, everything aligns. But you can't have your focus all over different places. You can't portray to be this person, but then your values don't line up to the person you're trying to become. You can't go there. That's like pulling a carriage two different ways. You're gonna stay stuck.
That's kind of
Be
like,
grounded.
period. You gotta be like,
Have to be.
that's kind of great that you say that, because I say a lot of times and folks kind of don't believe me, but I feel like, yes, why not me is a brand,
Right.
you know, but take off this shirt, I can walk outside butt naked. No, I'm not. Walk outside. But if I walk outside butt naked and I start talking to people, I am a brand. You know what I'm saying? And where the image that I'm portraying, because my opinion, I just feel like a brand is nothing but an image or a perception held in your mind. You know what I mean? Like, you shop with Amazon because of a perception that you have in your mind about them. That's why you keep going. You know what I mean? So
Yep, that's my brand.
it like literally, like you kind of have to be like on money with that, with the messages, what you talk, the people you hang around, the places you go, all of these things become your brand, and that message is what creates this perception of people's heads. You know what I mean?
So when you think about like Walmart, save money, live better, you know what I'm saying? Like the different slogans that they have, it's kind of like what sets the tone for what they are and what they portray and like what goods they have to offer. Those are their values, kind of like their slogan, their main statement. Your value is kind of like your main statement. Like, who do you want to be in the world, and what do you want to be seen as? You know what I'm saying? What do you want to be known for?
Exactly.
I got a question off topic, because I know we say why a lot. What does that mean? Have you guys ever like broke that down? Like when, why do you do what you do? Why do you wake up? Why do you go to work? Why do you go?
God. Sorry.
Like, if that's your why, then that's your why. But me personally, like, your why needs to be heart gripping. Like, it needs to grab you, because God. I'm not saying that's not.
You talking about God don't grab my heart?
I'm not
How
saying
you
he
know
don't.
what God do to my heart?
He may hug your heart. He may do all of that to your heart. I'm not saying he don't.
Let me break down my God though.
Okay.
All right. So when I say God, I believe God is connected to everything. I am God. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I am definitely part of Him. So when I say God, I mean me.
Okay.
That is my why. That is exactly 1,000% what I'm going after. At the end of the day, I know I was put on this earth for a bigger purpose. I don't know why, but the why is the fact that I don't know.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? I gotta figure it out.
Yeah. Okay.
So what about you? What's your why? Like, okay, so why just means what hurts you. That's what I think when I say why. That's what gets me up at 4:30 in the morning. What hurts you?
Really?
What hurts you? That's why. That's why you get up. Like, my grandpa has been in the hospital over the last 2 weeks at least 8 times in a row. That hurts me. What hurts you? I'm crying at night. That gets me up at 3:30, even though I just said 4:30. You know what I'm saying? But that wakes me. Go ahead.
So like, okay, but what about why, in the sense of like when kids are growing up and they're just fucking curious? Why?
Well, that's a different motive when it, like, you have.
You're saying why? What why is to you, not just what you think why
what
is.
drives you?
Okay.
What's your driver? You know what I mean?
Definitely.
What behind you? What's
and that
pushing
is.
you? You know what I mean?
Even
What
for
hurts
children.
you? Period. You know what I mean? Yes, because absolutely, like, women dropping, or even dads dropping off their kids at daycare. I know everybody doesn't want to do that. Some want to be a stay-at-home dad, stay-at-home mom. They want to raise their children, but they can't because they got to go to freaking work to pay these bills. The kid didn't care. And I was one of them kids. I was like, Mom, where you going? I got to go to work to pay the bills. I don't care about the bills. We don't understand that as kids. You know what I mean? And
yeah, it's like, why?
Exactly. And she would cry for me. Mama, I don't want you to go. I don't want you to do it though. And she would cry. You know what I'm saying? And that hurt her. You know what I mean? So yeah, she decided, okay, let's figure out how we can change some things. And at that point, she started to instill ownership.
Yeah.
I feel like why is a bridge? It's really just a bridge.
It is. It's your rainbow.
It gets you to somewhere.
Now,
Exactly.
next topic: enjoying yourself. Not taking yourself so serious. You know what I mean? Like, we're young. I'm 26, 26, 21, I believe, right? 21, yes. So, why would you say it's important to not take yourself so serious? Like, to just enjoy the process?
Well, I feel like...
Oh, go ahead.
I feel like it's important to just chill and enjoy everything, because at the end of the day, like, you only can enjoy it. Mm-hmm. You have two choices. Like, going back to duality. You can either hate it or you can enjoy it. And it's like, if I'm going to pick a side of the coin to be on, I'm going to choose to enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Right. There is a silver lining in everything. Mm-hmm. Even if you don't think that there is, all of that is a battle of minds. Like, it's just literally flipping your perspective on it. Yep. A lot of times I like the half full, half empty thing. Like, sometimes people think they're like, oh, whatever. But, like, that's so real.
Yeah, it absolutely is.
You know what I'm saying? There's times where, like, situations, like, okay, like, where you don't have money for something and you're super stressed out. Oh my God, I don't have money for this, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. Sometimes people don't take a step back to think about, like, why? Maybe it's because that is not important for you to have right in that moment. Yes, absolutely. And I'm now my silver lining is thank you, God, for saving me. Right. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for giving me another opportunity for something else. Mm-hmm. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like a lot of that is just understanding that, like, this life is a game and you gotta enjoy it. That's how you find love in it. That's how you find happiness. Absolutely. If you're not enjoying it, you're not gonna find enjoyment. Right. If you're not loving it, you're not gonna find love. You know what I'm saying? If you're not living in it, you're not gonna live. Like, it's just what you gotta do.
Absolutely. Yeah. See, you always find what you like. You know what I mean? And I personally think that's what sets the different economic groups: poor, middle class, rich. Mm-hmm. The poor, they seek to just survive. That's where they land. Mm-hmm. The middle class, they seek to be comfortable. That's where they land. The rich, they seek freedom. That's where they land. Right. You know what I mean? So you're absolutely correct. What does that mean to you, Clay?
It was to just have fun, not take yourself so serious, right? Yeah. It means to, I mean, of course, it's self-explanatory, but to go more in depth, like, just to get more on a personal level, just like, you know, how I had told you, just like with 2 weeks ago when my mom had her wedding and everything, and at the reception, how much fun, like, we had with the family and friends and stuff, and just seeing people I ain't seen in such a long time. See the beauty. Right, exactly. And so, just being around that energy, it kind of just brought my energy back up, because, like, at the time I was just kind of like not really on the low. I was good, but I wasn't where I usually be at in my mind. And so because it's like before that, it was like everything was just so serious. You know, I'm trying to be responsible as an adult, trying to grow the career, trying to, you know, make sure we get to the money, all that stuff. You know, when you get
to live.
Exactly, you get so caught up in the grind, and you get so caught up in that loop of I gotta get it, that you forget, like, I can chill a little bit, I can laugh, I can dance, or whatever it is that you do to relieve yourself. And so, like, really just having that time with family and friends and stuff, it just kind of like brought me back a little bit. And so, I feel like it's definitely important to take that time out.
Exactly. I completely agree with you, man, because
it's a balance.
It is. You know, like, we can't be so serious with everything, yo. Like,
and when you start to like lack that balance, like you said, like, you weren't really in your right mind. You were kind of like a little bit off. You weren't like in that right presence, and like you start to lose yourself. You know what I'm saying? You can't have that drive, work, no play. Like, I'm sorry, but like that will burn you out.
Right.
1,000%. You have to remember to live. Like, you weren't given this life to not live it. That's just how I feel.
Period.
There's none of this duality, okay? Where every bad shit is some good shit too.
Yep.
All right. So, identity, self-identity. Where do you guys say this plays a role in this cake mixture of success?
We'll start with me, I guess. I guess I'll go first. All right. Self-identity also goes with how we were talking about earlier with the whole self-love thing. But to go more deeply into self-identity, it's just, like I said earlier, about knowing yourself, knowing what your values are, knowing what you want to go for, and everything. Because it's like, when you don't really know yourself, you could tell when somebody don't know themselves. That stopped again. But you could tell when somebody really know themselves, because people who are just so gullible and don't really have no type of grounds to themselves, they kind of just get
tossed through life.
You know, they hanging with this crew for a year, and then like they get it
this out of that.
exactly,
No stability.
exactly. So they influenced by these people for this time being. Then they influenced by
those people.
Exactly.
And
so
they get lost.
Exactly. And so like I feel like that self identity, it keeps you grounded within who you are, because you can say, well, that's not me, or that's not me, or that is me. So I can connect to that, or I can attract to that, or not attract to that. So
yeah, kind of like what I was saying. Self identity is knowing yourself. Is just like you said, like knowing your boundaries, knowing what you're gonna do versus what you're not gonna do. And a biggest example of this is like me going to Miami and like being on like a scene with like a whole bunch of people, all these different personalities. Actually, that's not what the fuck I was gonna say. It just came back to me. All right, so I guess a lot of people like knowing me and looking on the outside can say this about me. I would say is like I'm one of those people that can have friends of all different walks of life, and the saying is not like a birds of feather flock together for me. Just because I know myself so well that I'm able to connect with every single person, because I see a bit of myself in every single person. But that doesn't mean that I have to follow your lifestyle because I know myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like an example of that would be like going to Miami, and like, you know, Miami's a scene on like drugs and different things. I know myself. You know what I'm saying? I could be in front of you. You could be doing all that stuff, and that doesn't mean I gotta budge.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean that's and that's powerful, because people will feel like, well, if I'm in this scene right now, I got to. They're gonna think I'm a prude. They're gonna think I'm weak. They're gonna think I'm whack. You could think I'm whack, my nigga. I'll go home. You know what I'm saying? My bed is better than this. You know what I'm saying? And when you know yourself, it's like you have that confidence, and niggas don't try you. You think they're gonna tell me to get out? Nope, I belong here.
I know that's right.
You feel me? And you have that energy about you. Like, I belong here. No matter where I go, even if I don't belong, I belong because I know myself.
Yep, that's facts.
Facts, completely. Okay, so energy. You're also this law of energy. I'm completely dumbfounded when it comes to this stuff.
Why? Let's talk about that.
I get
how.
I get energy.
Okay.
But
Newton's third law, you know, what you put out comes right back to you.
Yeah.
You remember that. That's science.
yeah, but that's not.
That
That's
is
science.
No, that is. That's this. That's what you call karma. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's what you call faith. Right?
Yeah.
See, I feel each individual lives by their faith. Your life and where you are
Faith
is
is subjective.
your faith. You know what I mean? Like, 'cause my faith,
Well, also faith is just kind of believing in something.
it is.
So that's for all of us. Got that ass. Nah, but I understand your point. I think that where you probably get lost in translation for energy is probably because you feel like that's a little bit too deep. Like it's separate. It's like a separate entity.
And that's how most try to break it down to me. Like, it's separate. Like,
It's not.
It doesn't work in the same realms that
No.
we're working in. You know what I mean?
Everything
Like,
that you think that you know is energy. You
That's
just don't
right.
know what it is. That's what I'm saying. Okay, perfect example. I used to think that this nigga I was talking to was so dumb. Because when no. I'm the dumb one, okay? I take the blame. See, I'm humble, okay? So, what it would be was we would talk about energy, and I felt like the way I was saying it was just so out the box because I could say it in these big fancy ways. And when I would really step back and look at it, like, this nigga was saying the same shit as to me. It's just he just didn't see it on that level, but he understood my concepts. That's what it is. The only thing is that I can explain it to you because I probably read a lot more about it, and like I understand it to where I can explain it to you. But it doesn't mean you don't understand it. You just probably haven't put the two together. Does that make sense? Yeah. Energy just is what it is. Like how I walk into a room, and it's connected with everything. Like how you walk, like how you talk about what you put out there is what comes back. How you talk about self-love. That's all that is energy. That's exuding energy. You know what I'm saying? Like we all vibrate on certain frequencies. That's how we connect with everybody. Right?
And y'all probably didn't even peep that y'all vibrating right now with the
I didn't even peep that. I didn't. But when you walk into a room and, you know, when you have that gradual attraction to somebody or a gradual attraction to something, you have that gradual attraction to a business idea. You have that, any of those little things, those gut feelings in your stomach where like, nah, I should make a left instead of a right. All of that is connected on the same plane because you're operating on this plane where you're thinking always on this level. So it's like your mind, your life, your experiences, everything is combined into this one plane that you've been living on. So that's why when you're in a negative mood, negative shit starts to happen because you're operating in that plane. Absolutely. When you're in a positive mood, then the vibe starts going up, positive things start happening. When you speak things with your tongue and then they come right back to you, all of that is energy. No, literally, all of that is energy. Like I don't think people realize how powerful that we are and that we are energetic beings.
Yes.
Like, all of it is.
She just made me real. That's what it was. Remember you was asking me earlier what I wanted to talk about? That's what it was that I said when I was talking about proclaiming those things that you want to,
speaking it out.
Yeah,
life
because
and death.
how life and death is in the power
Very
of the tongue.
powerful.
And so it's like, because even with energy and stuff, it's more on a spiritual level, which is why, you know, a lot of times it's hard for some people to get the concept of it, because it's like, it's not something that you can see
or really grasp.
Yeah, but you can
definitely feel it. You gotta just know it.
Right, because it's just like sometimes you ever be in a room and everybody might just be in there laughing and just having fun, and somebody walk in with this dark energy and it kind of throw
even if they smiling, you just like, nah, something ain't right.
Yeah, like
that'd be me. I'd be like, you gotta watch this motherfucker. You gotta do something weird.
So it's like, even when people talk about like the law of attraction and things like that, that even goes into the energy that you put out, and so
See, when it's broken down like that, I get it, and that's my understanding.
So when do you not get it? That's really what I want to know.
No, it's because like when folks break it down to me, my rebuttal is pretty much always. I mean, it's pretty much we talking about the law of attraction.
Right.
I mean, I believe everything is energy. We're energy. This is just kind of the vehicle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
1000%.
That's always been my understanding, but when it's broken down to me, it's completely a different realm. Like, it's not, they have nothing to do with each other. Like the law of attraction and the way you think and your karma, and that's not energy.
That is energy. That's what they're trying to make it seem, though.
Yeah, they're trying to seem like
that's what
different.
they're trying to make it seem.
Yes.
Oh,
that's
you
why I was
get
so
that
confused.
they're okay.
Like, yeah, so I'm like,
no,
okay, so
If you're definitely trying to make those two separate entities,
I'm like,
they're not. They're the same
right,
thing.
they're definitely all one and the same.
They're not. They're together like this.
that's what I thought.
No, they definitely coincide, because like that's what law of attraction is, putting that energy. Like people say, like when you should envision yourself in the position you want to be in. You're literally putting yourself in that magnetic field of where like you're resonating on that level. So it has no choice but to come true. That's just how the energy works in the world. You know what I'm saying? What goes up must come down. That's literally what it is. So if I put myself in a state, like how we have the saying of fake it till you make it. Like we talked about this before. If I put myself in that state of like, I know I'm not a confident person, super confident. I know myself. Don't get me wrong. I'm confident under the scenes, but I don't have that like, I'm going to get up in front of all those people and just say something. Even though I know that I'm brilliant. You know what I'm saying? Right. But, like, there's going to have to be times where I have to get up there and just start talking. And, like, literally just pray to God that, like, everything that I feel and I know within me is going to come. And that happens. But, like, I have to put myself there. Does that make sense? Yes, and then you start operating on, you know, after the speech, it's, oh, my God, you got accepted into this. I want to have you for this opportunity. That's what it is. It's literally what it is. It's telling myself this is who I am.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And like a lot of people just don't understand that, like when you talk about energy, like people feel like you have to be this spiritual God that meditates and then like I'm outside, like I'm like, no, it's not like that. You know what I'm saying? No, like it's not like that at all. It's just literally understanding the fact that you understand that everything that this is deeper than what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's not just us in this body on this earth just doing what we do every single day. It's so much deeper than that. You're working for a purpose. You're waking up every day for a purpose. Every person you meet is for a purpose. Every face, every word, everything. And that's like when we talk about the power of your tongue. Like there's energy in everything that we say, because as soon as it leaves your mouth, it transfers the energy, it transfers into something else. You know what I'm saying? So like I mean it in one way when I say it, but when it comes out of my mouth, that dictates how you're gonna take it. Does that make sense? So like people a lot of times I get lost in translation. Like if I'm going to say something with my words and I want to make you feel it, that energy has to be in me. Because I could say the F you word to you, right? And you could take it in multiple ways. But it depends on how I say it and the energy that I give off when I say it. So you know what I'm saying? So I feel like energy is everybody's first language. 1,000%.
Yep.
Right before we even had words or anything like that, it was all about energy. We was talking about the vibes. Like, this don't feel right. You know what I mean? That's what that is.
Yeah, because it's even like how with dogs, like they don't know what you're saying, but they feel that shit. They feel the energy. So so yeah, definitely.
Facts. Okay.
And I feel like people, this is hard to say. I feel like you're, I don't want to say this offending You're not in a
Say it.
okay. You're not there yet until you understand this. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't feel like you're there yet until you understand the concept of energy and like what field we work on and like how to get what you want. Because that's when it becomes a game, and that's when like life becomes easy.
Absolutely.
I think a lot of people make life hard. Like, listen to what I just said. You make life hard. Life is not hard. You know what I'm saying? It's about understanding how it works. Just like you want everybody to understand your laws and how you work, you need to understand how the world works and how to operate in that space as well.
Facts.
That's just all I gotta say.
Literally. Yeah. Why not me is energy.
Yeah, facts.
Straight up. Like, not why me.
Yeah.
Right.
Why not me?
You know what I mean? I completely agree with you. You got anything you want to throw back on that before I switch the topic real quick?
Yeah, I would say even piggybacking off that, like it's about adaptation to your situation, but without losing yourself in it. So it's like, if you are in a struggling situation, like the way you adapt to that is like, okay, I'm in this situation, but now I figure out how do I maneuver myself out of this, instead of losing myself and just accepting like, okay, I'm in a struggling situation, I'm just gonna sit in it. But it's realizing, yeah, I'm in a struggling situation, I'm in a bad situation, but now I'm gonna adapt by figuring out, okay, what's in my surroundings that I can do to get me out of this place. And so, yeah,
absolutely. And I totally agree with you, because I feel like a lot of times, and I mean, this goes for me too. You know, as we're trying to reach certain heights, we fail to realize what's right in front of us. You know what I mean? And we always try to reach over there for example, why not me? For me, more motivational and all of this, inspirational, transformational. But my first thought was, I gotta get Eric Thomas.
Yeah.
What? No, I'm not saying that I don't still want to rock with him, and I don't want to. Absolutely, I do. That's my dude.
Yeah. Eric Thomas.
See, you know what I'm saying? Right. That's my point. With my head, that was the guy. I gotta get him, and in order for why not me to be where it needs to be, his name needs to be attached. What? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, tap into your 6 degrees of separation. Somehow, some way, you are connected to him. Right. You just got to tap into your resources, and then
then you will get there.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and I feel like that's like a lot of like, sorry. He saw the brain clicking. It was such into the files. Like when you see people making it, right? Like people who say that they've been working on this grind for so long and they finally make it. All of that is energy. Absolutely. I don't believe life rewards you just to reward you. It rewards you based off of energy. It pays attention. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you believe in God. Even if you don't believe in God, God is energy. That's what I believe. Like, you know what I'm saying? Definitely. It don't gotta be a man with a hood. Not a hood.
What God you serve over there? Man with the hood, that's the wrong one. You talking about the Green Week, man. Right. I don't know about that one right there.
But I was thinking about, you know, that the costume, like the angel costume with the hood, the fur hood, and the angel wings. That's what I was singing in my head, and that's why I said hood. Like, I see. I see reefer. He was like, "What are you talking about? What God is it?" But like, it doesn't have to be. Sorry, let me get back into professional mode. Okay, it doesn't. Dude, that was the funniest ever. Yo, real life. So it doesn't have to be like with the textbook version of what God says. It's definitely not that. I feel like God is whatever you make it out to be. It's your why. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to allow God to. But I do feel like, what the fuck was the point of talking about this? I laughed so hard that I forgot everything before that. My brain wiped.
It's all good.
Energy.
It's all good.
Yo, look, even the energy in like this moment right now, like being able to understand that like we're all on the same plane and how we can bounce from everything and still get back into that. It's just like the energy of understanding that you're connected wherever you want to be connected at. Right. Does that make sense? And you can only go for as deep as you've met yourself. I would say that like if you haven't tapped into, I feel like you can only go as deep as you've met yourself. And like when I say that, like to really expand on that is like where if you have not gone deep, right? No matter what that is, no matter what it is, you can't go further past that. That sounds so retarded. But like you just can't. Like It's all you know. So if I don't know anything past that, how can I get there? That's it's really what it is. Like, it sounds complicated, but it's real simple.
Yep,
It does.
that's right.
My mind just went somewhere.
Yo, you're crazy.
So, worldly distractions. That's what we're going to talk about right now. Like, because there's a lot going on right now. And I feel like, and maybe this is me, but I feel like coming into 2020, there was such an energy of, we got to get it. This is the year. You know what I mean? Like, everyone was on that ownership type mentality. I'm about to go get it.
It's
And now,
2020
all of a
perfect
sudden,
vision.
Yes, literally. That's what 2020 is. 2020 perfect vision. But yet, right after we get hit with all these worldly distractions to try to get the world off track of, well, I gotta go get it. You know what I mean? So
do you think that?
I personally do. I think in many cases, and the only reason why I'm saying that is because there's always somebody running the show in most of media. You know what I mean?
Always.
There's always somebody doing
Them
the
spam
little
accounts,
puppeteers.
it's one person.
Literally. Facts. So because there's always somebody running the show and puppets and whatnot, like they're trying to put a certain message in your head. They want you to think a certain way at certain times.
Also, why you gotta know yourself?
Period. You know what I'm saying? So would you guys say, talk to me about worldly distractions and this corona zone? I know that ain't what the name is, but corona zone virus. I mean, Kobe Bryant. I mean, just not making light of that situation, because that was heavy. That hit me.
That
hard,
was so heavy. I think a lot of this is like going back to energy too. Man, everything's connected, bro. But like, a lot of this shit is bigger than us, and a lot of it is kind of like, you know, it sounds like reverse psychology, but it's like a reminder that like you gotta keep going. Yeah. Because when Kobe died, that was like, this shit real. Like when I tell you guys, like, this, nothing is a given in this life, and that's why you gotta be grateful. That's why you do gotta make a choice. That's why you gotta make those conscious decisions and these choices. Because nothing's a given. And when you see things like this, like 2020 was the year of hustle. I was like, dang, I got it. Not saying that what has happened has ever slowed me down, but it's an energy force. You know what I'm saying? And a part of knowing yourself is understanding that me being able to take myself out of that pain and see it as a lesson. You know what I'm saying? Because everything that happens that doesn't happen to you, and even to you, is for a lesson. The next man's pain is still a lesson, though it didn't happen to you. You know what I'm saying? It's still your experience, and I feel like people don't feel like that. But if you were able to witness it and be a part of it, it's still your experience. Right. So I feel as though, like, the world is crazy. As far as, like, this coronavirus, that's wild. That's OD. Like, I feel like, and this is probably going to be, I'm going to be on the government watch list for this, but all of these diseases are man-made. And they all have cures.
That's facts.
Sorry to say it. I'm not going to tell you where I live, but they do. And a lot of it, like you said, is to keep the world in a box. You know, they see a lot of us coming really, really hard. The energy has been stronger than it's ever been. I could tell. I feel like everybody's felt like though the world is so far apart, we've been so close together. And maybe 2020 would have been a breakthrough. Like not the first breakthrough or the last breakthrough, but a breakthrough. Right. You know what I mean? And that's what the world's gonna do. When you have so much good going, there has to be a bad. I know that because I'm going on a trip in 3 days, and there has been so much bad that's been happening before the good could get here. But I know that's the game of life, and that's what God's gonna do. It's gonna test you. He's gonna be like, I'm gonna throw all this stuff, but are you strong enough to keep it going? Are you gonna be like, forget all this stuff, I'm not going, it's too hard? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's supposed to be motivation and drive, and when you don't know yourself, it's so easy to get lost in that energy and make yourself a part of it instead of pulling yourself out of it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, like, when it goes back to the law of energy, one of the biggest laws of energy that I had to learn and study is the law of attachment. And that's not getting attached to anything. Like, allowing yourself to experience things for what they are, but not attaching yourself so much that you become it. So at the end of the day, everything was meant for you to experience. Nothing's forever. And even if you marry that person, spend the rest of your lives together, when you die, that's gone. That's it. That's it. That's the end of your forever. You feel me? So there's nothing that is forever. You got to actually live like that, you know? And I feel like, you know, with Kobe dying, who else died after Kobe?
His daughter.
His daughter. Who else just died though?
That rapper, Pop Smoke.
Pop Smoke, yes. R.I.P. Smoke.
I had never even heard of him.
Whoa,
and I'm
wait,
not,
that's crazy. No,
shots,
disrespectful.
but...
No, obviously, definitely. Like, he was brand new. He was just coming up. You would have heard of him. That's what I could say. R.I.P. to Smoke.
That's kind of crazy you said that, because we was talking about that. You know what I mean? A lot of people be feeling like you can't get out here unless you huge.
Yeah, everybody know you. No, everybody, right. But
he was getting paid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's getting paid, and that's the thing, like.
Still, it's just like
these things are genuinely meant to wake you up, make you see what's around you, make you grateful for your life. Like that's one thing that I can't do. I can't wake up and not thank God. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm saying God is my wife. You don't want to thank God if you believe in Allah, you believe in all the other gods. You gotta wake up and you gotta think. Yeah. Think whatever you believe in. So at the end of the day, you're not pulling the strings. You don't wake yourself up in the morning, and that's fact. If you could wake yourself up in the morning, I'm a little bit scared. You got too much power. You feel me? You might be God himself. And that's the thing. That's what it is. Like, you have to understand that, like, all of this is bigger than you. Yeah. And when you take yourself out of the center of attention and put yourself as a player in the game, you can see it from a different perspective. It's a whole new light.
Yeah. I wasn't being rude. I forgot to clock out. Yeah. I was making sure they clocked me out back.
Oh, I was like, what are you talking about?
What are you doing over here in your phone? But yeah, all good. So, you got anything else that you want to throw on that, or should I go ahead and jump over?
Yeah, I'll say, as far as with the whole worldly distractions and stuff like that, like, of course, we already know that social media is probably one of the biggest ones.
I love me some Twitter.
So right.
I love Twitter. Yo, Twitter's my app. Fuck Instagram. I'm tired of looking at pictures of y'all all day. Y'all don't be doing nothing. But like, yo, Twitter, and maybe it's because I'm an author myself and I'm a writer and I love seeing what's inside people's minds. That's why I like talking to people. That's why I like getting into conversations where like we can have conversations like this. Like I love when I connect with people that is like, yo, your mind is open. Like, you know, you have substance. Twitter's that app. Like, yo, it's just such a span. And like I follow mad spiritual people. Then I follow like mad gangster people. Then I follow like mad sexual people. That's a little bit off topic, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like Twitter's for everything. And then it's like you can see the way that people craft things and you get to see inside their mind, and it gives you new perspectives. Like I may not agree with you, but that was a new perspective for me to use and argue against why I don't agree with you. You know what I'm saying? And like I wouldn't like think about it. It's so dope is the fact that like on this app there's probably like millions of us, right? And we talking to people that we not like, even though it's like Instagram, it's like you get to judge people off their words first and what they say first, rather than just what they look like. You feel me? So like, and then we be having real ass debates on Twitter, like threads of us just talking, going in. People in Japan putting in their and you like, what? This is like a big ass discussion board. I like it.
I think that's why I don't really like get into Tinder.
Tinder.
I mean, Twitter.
I'm about to say, what app is you on? Tinder.
But like that, I mean, IG too. I don't really get down with it all like that too. I mean, I use it business wise, but I don't really get into any of them because, especially Twitter, because it's only words, and I'm not a word dude. I really like
actions.
Wholeheartedly, I don't give a damn what you say to me.
Wow.
Like, I don't care. I want you to show me. I need some actions. Like, and if
but you don't feel like some people's words can actually show you their actions?
I've yet
to see that.
I've yet to, you know what I mean? Now, outside when it comes to my inner circle, like we gonna pull up on Wednesday to do the podcast. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I can count on that. You know what I mean? But in most cases, when I'm dealing with people, the words, you know what I mean? And it's honestly because most of the time we say things based on motivate, like we're temporary.
Emotions, yeah.
You know what I mean? We're
Emotions are temporary.
You know what I mean? Like, we're or not even that, but we're just temporary motivated. You know what I mean? Like, do you want to come hang out next Saturday? Right now, you're bored.
Hell yeah,
I want to do that. I want to
next Saturday.
You're not coming. You know what I'm saying? Like,
ain't coming.
You don't mean nothing by it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just you said yes.
But listen, also there are people though, like me, where I'll text you on Saturday and be like, I ain't coming.
Cool. Yeah. I don't care though. You know what I'm saying?
What you mean you don't care? That's me backing up my shit.
You told me a week ago
I would come, and I'm telling you today.
I told you a week ago I was coming. Gavin, be there. That's the reason why I say that. Because when I say I'm gonna do it, I do it. You know what I mean? I wholeheartly back it up. But that's just because it's just a level of professionalism that I feel like needs to come with everything you do. You know what I mean? And I don't care what it is. I mean, even
but
being
I also
in a relationship.
feel like the professionalism does come in when you back your shit up. Like if you can't and you speak on it, that's the professional. Don't let me beat your ass, Gavin.
I think that's. I'm not saying it isn't professional. I just think that's excuses. I do. I think that's excuses.
So do you feel like it's excuses for you too?
I don't do that.
Do you not?
I like if you ask me, even if you ask me 2 weeks from now, I'll tell you. I'll let you know. I will not say yes unless it's a yes. You know what I mean? Like ask me to pull up. Did I respond to when you sent me the thing?
You did.
What'd I say?
I'm in there.
Did I?
Why we both reach for our phone? I got you. It's okay. You about to play me. You about to play me. I got my phone.
I could have swore I said bet.
Stop playing with me, Gavin.
Could have swore I said bet
Why was I going for so long?
on podcast.
Nah, you liked it.
No response, because I knew when you sent me that it's so far out. I can't just straight up now.
But he didn't come, but he texted me. Oh, he's unprofessional. If he didn't text me the day of and tell me he ain't coming.
I said happy birthday, but that's just my personal opinion. That's why I don't really rock with the
I have a question and it's so off topic. Can I go? Okay. So, all right, this is a really good question. I was about to get deep. No, I'm so serious because like this was a question that I had a conversation with other people, and I want you guys to be really careful how you answer this question.
Okay.
Because it made me look at a lot of people differently. All right. So the question is, in a situation, a sexual situation, right, where you're, you and somebody are doing the stuff, not the stuff, but like you guys have a great day, and you guys are about to get into the point where you guys are about to have some fun, and it may have it has never been fully verbally communicated that we were gonna do this, but in the moment it goes down, right, and things start happening. You know what I'm saying? Before that moment, right? Do you feel like, and it's this is on the girl or the guy. If you feel like you don't want to do something, right? Is it the responsibility of the person that's in the situation to speak up? It is. But do you feel like it's also the responsibility of the person that's initiating the act to ask? To check in. Like, hey, are you okay with this? Or do you feel like because we're doing it and you're kind of giving me the green light, it's okay to go?
Oh, so
do you see where I'm going?
I gotta ask. Yeah, I totally do.
Okay.
I gotta ask this, and we'll probably cut this out anyway. But I got just so I'm understanding.
Okay.
So if I'm hitting it and
no, you're not hitting it yet.
Okay, so
about to get there.
Okay,
you about to get there. We on the couch. Might be cuddled watching a movie. I might lift my head up and we start making out, and then you guys get to a little touching and shit.
Yeah, I would say.
And then it happens, or maybe it doesn't happen.
Yeah, me. Go ahead.
All right, so yeah.
Yo, Gavin's a big person. I start looking at differently. His head is turning.
All right, so I mean, yeah, I would say. Okay, I just not to get. I won't go too personal to the situation.
Don't get too personal. Cause this is just a light topic.
Yeah. But no, I had a situation where it was getting there, and I told her before it got there, I was like, hey, if we keep on doing what we doing, I'm about to take it there. But that's just to let her know to see if how she responds to that,
the response,
right?
That's
energy,
right?
Yeah,
She kept going.
On your point.
Right, she kept going, so it went there, which that told me. She wanted to go there, so I would say, I mean, just to be on the safe, especially these days.
The next day was I wasn't really comfortable with that. I feel da da da. Let's have this conversation. No.
I've been
Let's have this conversation.
Okay, I've been there.
But listen, so in situations like that, when those things happen, do you feel like it's important for the person that is about to not the person that's person that doesn't really give a fuck. The person that's like, okay, I'm down. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
I'm
let's
going for
do
it. Whether that
this.
be the girl or the guy.
Right.
For them to still have that question of like, yo, are you good? Like, are we good with this? Do you want to do this? Or do you feel like it's only reliant on the person to be like, stop that shit?
I think it's wow. I think it's that shit's nuts. We gotta be talking about this right now. This young lady.
You said, wow, energy.
Wow, energy. You get this. That's not.
Yep. I already know.
Bruh.
I know.
Wow. Anyways, I feel it's on both to say something.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily think it has to be said out your mouth.
Thank you. Tie me up.
I don't.
Tie me up, my man.
I don't. I think
I
we both
believe
need to
that
say
you should
something.
be able to read energy too, though.
You should be able to pick it up.
Because I've heard some stories where women were given sign and men were just animalistic, and that's sick.
Yeah. I mean, you should
absolutely.
definitely, definitely be able to
Yeah,
tell
you
if
can
somebody don't want to do something or do
peek.
want to do
Now,
something. Like,
Pete.
But the thing is, the
No,
question.
hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay, I want to see what you said.
Hold on. Now.
Oh, yeah, you about to get comfortable.
We giving a visual.
Oh my god.
We in the bed,
Uh-huh.
and she turn over as you sleep,
yeah.
and she grab.
Mm-hmm.
So you turn around like, huh?
That's
Yeah.
not how we turned around. Trying to do
Good. And then she, you know what I mean, kind of. Okay.
It was getting a little bit too personal.
No worries. Turn around and giggle, but I turn back around and I go to sleep, and you know exactly who I'm talking about because I've told you this story when like, I was a little upset, but we still tight. I'm able to still move on, and you know what I'm saying. But long story short, we get there, but
To that moment.
to the moment of you know what I mean, we doing to do, but I'm the one that undressed her because she of course turned around and started grabbing and touching.
So you thought.
Yeah. Energy on that. But Pete, she's on her back, and I go to pull, and she does one of these.
Oh,
the lift.
The famous lift.
Am I wrong?
He said the famous.
That's for real. The famous
famous-
lift up when you're insistent.
Okay.
Okay. So now, next morning, I wasn't really comfortable. I kind of was tired. I kind of just wanted to go to sleep. What was the kind of you know what I mean? You kind of helped me though.
Right.
No, I didn't. I was just stretching. Man.
Oh.
Okay, so look. Look.
Oh.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So that's why I be like,
So for me, that's why I still feel like it's always important for situations like this for you to open your mouth and be like, "Are you good? I need verbal consent." Honestly, start making people start signing waivers, my nigga. Are you
Especially
good?
these days.
Are you good?
Telling
That's
you.
also what I gotta say. It's just because like I was having this conversation and I remember like the male I was talking to was like, well, that should be her part to say it. I mean, she's the one who doesn't want it. And me and my homegirl Tom were trying to explain, like, there are certain people, I understand a situation like that. That's just downright disrespectful. And like, she knew what she was doing. She's in the wrong for that situation. I would definitely tell somebody if they're in the wrong.
Right.
But there are situations where women have been in situations, or even men, where they have abusive sexual passes. And sometimes, you know, we do have, as every human being, we have different, reactions.
Right.
So what is it, like flight, fight, or fight?
Yeah,
flight,
fight or
fright,
flight.
or flight. Exactly. So in certain situations, I know, maybe not a situation like that, where certain things I may just shut down. Like I want to defend myself, but it's just like in that moment, it's just this thing that comes over me and I can't do anything. You know what I mean?
yeah, absolutely.
Just because she's not saying anything, is that still okay? You feel me? She may just be in a situation where she really likes you, she doesn't want you to, you know, not like her back, but like she's very uncomfortable.
Yeah, I personally feel like, I mean, and this is just me being a man, I personally feel like,
And you can tell when you get down there.
yeah, you can tell when a woman is comfortable with you and when she's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
And that's why even I was so upset, because I'm amazing at that. Like I can tell when someone's giving me some energy.
Yeah.
And for you to kind of come at me like I completely disrespected you.
Mm-hmm.
That's not me. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, so yeah, I personally feel like you can feel that energy, and if a woman, even if she was kind of into it at first, and then y'all kind of get a little bit further, in the energies, you can feel the change.
That, and you should definitely stop.
Yes, you should.
And be like, are you okay? Do you want to continue?
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't even say that. I would just kind of stop it. You know what I mean? Hold her, hug her, kiss her.
Aw,
Like,
that's
don't
so cute.
just leave leave the extra shit alone. Just grab the remote, go back to
These
TV,
are human
like,
beings, though, because you know these rappers don't live by those codes. They don't have women. They have hoes. And the code may be different for hoes.
Absolutely. We want to go ahead and talk about Brittany's book. She wrote a book called "I Write Because No One Else Listens." It's only on this one, right?
Nobody,
Because
not no one else.
Nobody listens. I'm sorry. I write because nobody.
yo, he's goofy.
So, real quick, what is this like? How did this come about? Because I read a little bit, and I didn't know that you were into horror stories. You used to write horror stories and whatnot. And you kind of like left that and went into love. So that's a complete transformation. You know what I mean? That's dark and negative, maybe kind of the killing and blood and gore to.
Well, I mean, still now, it's like all the movies I watch. I love thrillers. I love like crime action. I love like slashers, murderers.
Yeah. So how do you add the love into kill? I cut your throat.
I think I'm a duality person. Like, it's a balance. You know what I'm saying? I got the love, but I also got that. And also, that's just my personality. I feel like with me, I'm an extremist.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I'm in love, I'm like super in love. But I'm angry, I'm fired. Yo, like,
Man,
you know what I'm saying? I'm like,
that.
just, yeah, you know?
I'm scared of people like that.
No.
Yeah, that's how she is.
But listen, you also have to be able to know yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Because there will be times where I'll get enraged like that. I'm working on it now. Before I never used to have a filter. But I used to get enraged. Now I'm working on it where I get enraged and then I'll come back down and be like, you know what? I was wrong. You know, and you have to have that.
Yeah.
Please cut that.
Why?
She's like that.
Oh.
Yeah. I was thinking about that. I was like,
No.
I forgot it.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. What are you doing? Bernie Mac.
You're retarded.
I realized what I just did. Nigga.
You for real? Nah.
You ever talk to yourself sometimes, nigga? My bad.
No, you're fine. Okay, but definitely what I would say, like, on, like, the difference of, like, the levels of where I went through, definitely me writing horror stories, I guess, I was probably more in a fictional world, and I think at that point I was exploring myself and exploring the possibilities, and I was really kind of obsessed with, like, the other side. Not saying that, like, I was a dark child, but I think I was more confused as, like, why? Like, why did we have this evil? What, you know, what is it? And then I kind of just liked the way it made you feel, the suspense, you know what I'm saying? And, like, growing up, I did kind of want to be like a mental asylum, a psychiatric. Like, I wanted to go travel to different asylums and talk to people, just because I wanted to know where did you go crazy, you know? That's what and I think also was me being able to write the fictional stories, and because I love genres like that, that's what I picked. Okay. Also because they're dark and you can be a little bit more gory, whereas like everything else I feel like is a little bit more structured. But like in a horror story, you could fuck anything up. You know what I mean? Anything could happen. You know what I'm saying? But then when I got more into love, I think it's when I started finding myself a lot more, and like figuring out what all these different feelings I had in me. Like I know I'm very, very, very deep, and I would always think so deep about stuff. It couldn't just be like the flower was yellow. It's like, why is the flower yellow, and why is that one on this side of the fridge yellow, but that one over there is purple? Like it would just be so weird. And also I don't know, maybe it's just I genuinely do feel like everybody was put here for a purpose, and I think my purpose in this, you know, lifetime, because I do believe I've been here multiple times, but in this lifetime particularly, I feel like it's love. You know, it's grasping really what love is, and that's in every sense of the word, not just romantic, but familial love, you know, platonic love, business love. What is that, like? Not entrepreneur love. It's another word. I don't freaking know. But when I got into writing this, it was like there's writings in there from when I was 15, really. Like it got to a point where I had this collection of streams of consciousness, and I was like, this is kind of healing. Like when I would go back and read old stuff, it would be like, damn, you were really depressed. Like I could see my writing. I could see where my head was at. I could see that I didn't understand. And then when I was looking through my writings, I was like, damn, there's a transition here. Like that's dope. And I felt like the love in this sense, I mean, you could think about it as romantic love, but really that book for me was like the 4 stages of my life and me finding love within myself. You know what I'm saying? So like the way it started was like, you know, lost. I had to think like, did I write the book? Nah. So it was for real. So it was lost, right? And that's like where I was when I was lost, like what my writing sounded like, and even like loss of a friend, loss of a lover. You know what I'm saying? Loss in my parents, like the respect I had for my parents. Like this writing's in there, loss of myself. Just wherever I was in the point where I felt lost, and then there was the healing, and then you see me writing more about like kind of like understanding. Like I get it a little bit, but like I don't know. I'm still a little bit hurt by it. And then when I got to the love section, it was kind of like, yo, I get this. Like you can see that I had no attachments. You can see that I was kind of just freely letting people do what they were doing, and I was just experiencing it. And then had like my thoughts at the end and like what I was thinking between all of this shit, like what was going on. And I do feel like maybe this can seem more of like a romantic love because like throughout my teenage years, I feel like I was searching for that kind of love. You know, I think this book really saved me. And maybe probably why I wrote it, I write because nobody listens, because I felt like I was talking to so many people, but nobody was like seeing me. Like it was like I know what I'm talking about, but like I had the parents like that, you know, because I smoke marijuana, you know, I am 420 friendly. And they're not people thinking
y'all
that
by yourself.
Bags.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yo, I'm definitely down.
Why not?
I'm definitely down with the
too?
cannabis. Medical only. Don't be doing this out here recreationally. Your local trap plug is not the way it
Just go to
is.
Seattle. He's great.
You know what I'm saying? Go where it's legal.
I wouldn't know that though. I wouldn't know.
I believe that. You know what he's talking about. Anyways,
out there. I don't do that though. My mama live out there.
No, facts. But like I had parents that, you know, I realized I was like a deeper person, and then I understood life deeper, and I got more into energy and like spirituality. I realized I was spiritual very, very early, and my parents would think that it was the weed, like smoking all that shit. You know what I mean? Because I'm Jamaican, so people think that, oh, you're Jamaican, that you guys smoke. No, my parents do not mess with that stuff. Like they're not with it. They don't smoke. They don't want me to smoke. But like my parents, they're like, we have more of alcohol in our family.
Oh, okay.
I didn't take that addiction. I took the other one. You know what I'm saying? So like, and then for me, I always tell people this. You know, cannabis can't make you somebody or not. You know what I'm saying? Right. If you're an idiot and you're doing it, you're gonna have the same idiotic thoughts.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Enhanced.
Enhanced idiotic thoughts. That's all that it is. So I would tell my mom that I'm like, it doesn't just put the formulas in my brain and make me smart. I know this stuff, and it's just coming out of me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I read books. That's the thing. I was reading books. I was watching videos. I was talking to people. I was expanding my mind, and I was trying to figure out what this realm I was going through was. And when I started figuring out more of my spirituality, I felt like the only way that I communicate was through writing, because I felt when people read it, they were like, damn, that's deep. But when I was speaking, it's like they couldn't see me. It was just like, you don't know what you're talking about. It was like they were listening to respond rather than listening to understand. And then I was like, damn, when I'm writing it though, they understand me. You feel me? So that's why I started writing. I was like, because nobody's trying to listen to me, I'm trying to write this shit down.
I've realized it too. It happens to me a lot too. People listen a lot more when I write things down.
Exactly.
But it's because you get lost in this.
Yes.
You know what I mean? All the facial expressions and all that. You get
and
lost,
my tone, I'm going to get loud. You know, you're not going to listen to me.
Now you don't want to listen to me because you're in my face. But when you're reading it, it's your own voice.
Exactly.
You're in
exactly.
You can't respond to what you read.
You can't respond to it, and you just kind of have to read it.
Yes.
And like, I don't know, that part of my life was just mind-blowing because like I had never really stepped into my state of like business and like entrepreneurship and like self anything, you know. It was always by somebody else's rules, by somebody else's standards, you know. I went to college because my parents wanted me. I didn't want to go to college, you know. I'm not in college no more, but I did because my parents wanted me to do it. And when I dropped that book,
my sister needed
the month after I dropped that book, I said I'm not going back to school, and I felt like it was liberation for me. It was like everything that I had ever felt was just like, get out. Like that was really why I wrote it. It wasn't for people to, I mean, obviously you want people to fuck with it and like read it, but like it wasn't, I didn't care if I had 10 sales or 1 sale or whatever. for me, it was like a release. Like, thank God I can get this off my chest. And like, I was grateful for whoever did read it, because I was like, I know they're gonna find healing in it too. Like, I know that whatever I'm saying, because of the people that were around me and making me, like, you know, giving me that validation, like, yo, you make sense. I feel this too. I was like, this is a tool. So, you know, that's a stage in my life. Sometimes I can't even read that book because it's cringy as hell. Like, I read the poems and I'm like, I'm just not there anymore. Like, that sounds like a third grader wrote it. You know what I mean? Even though it was like 2 years ago, like, I felt like a third grader wrote this book. I'm like, that's just not where my mind's at anymore. Like, I'm so much past that. I can read this and be like, I understand where you were.
I can definitely understand that, because it's the same with music sometimes. It's like, you'll listen to a song that you probably made about 3-4 years ago, and people will be reminding you like, oh man, this song's so dope. You be like,
that shit
turn
whack.
that off.
Like, ew, I can't even hear this.
You don't even.
There's so many
you know what I'm saying? And I think that's also the dopest part of like evolution and growth, is to be able to, and that's also why I want to do this, to be able to look back and remind myself, because like I'm one of those people, like you say, like the red color, but like how I said, like a lot of my personalities are mixed, because like I'm a go-getter. I'm very, very motivated, but also I lack discipline, and I lack things that like drive. Like, I get super invested in a project, and then like it dies down, and then I get another super invested in something else, and then it dies down. And I've always been trying to figure out, what is that?
That's just not having the finisher's mentality.
Yeah, I don't have a finisher's mentality, and I think it comes from me being young. You know, me quitting things early. Like, I remember I was in a place where I was in.
Is it you?
Well, I don't know, because I wasn't. I feel like, and I think about it when I think about this.
Around you and your upbringing, would you say anyone do you witness anyone else doing that? Because I know my mom did that a lot. My mom started a lot of business, and then she would quit. She would do this, and she would jump to this next shiny thing. I laid in pieces, mom. This is not shade, but you know what I mean. She does, like,
and
she
she would
does
stop.
this, and then she'll stop, and she'll do
no,
something
I
else,
mean,
and she'll
I
stop.
have a mom that's super like, whatever she do it to the fullest. She gonna ride it out. Like, she's the person that's like, Brittany, no, you gotta have stability. You gotta have stability. You gotta have stability. And my dad has had a company for over 35 years, and I've seen him build it from the ground up and again and again and again, and keep going. Like, he's a hustler. My dad is a hustler. He gonna make sure he get it. But for me, like,
just ain't figured out your.
I don't know. Like, I think I get to the point where I get very overwhelmed, and I get scared of my potential, and then I back out. You know what I'm saying? It's like sometimes I'm scared. Sometimes I think I get scared of success because it comes at me so fast, and then I'm like, damn, I'm kind of comfortable. And I catch myself thinking like, damn, you don't want to be comfortable. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is not you. It's not what you want. But also, like, growing up, like, I remember, like, I was in piano, gymnastics, and swim at the same time. And I felt so overwhelmed, and I remember telling my mom, like, I don't want to do anything. I think it was, like, me rebelling. I think I got kind of lost in that by habit. My parents would always... I felt like I love my parents' pieces too. This ain't nothing that y'all understand now, you know. But back then I didn't understand, and I'm growing out of it now. Now I'm becoming more of the woman I want to be every single day. I'm getting closer to that. But like, I felt like what I wanted and my say in things were always like that. You know what I'm saying? I never know how to finish my own stuff, because it was like I always felt like my stuff was never good enough. Also, so it was like an overwhelming feeling of like, damn, no, I can't really do it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to be taken that serious in this thing. Like, I'm like this and I'm like that. You know, why not me? Why not me? But like, definitely, and it's just like a piece and a tool for me to be able to be like, yo, you did it, you completed it. You know what I'm saying? I did all that myself. Everything you're looking at on this book, I did myself. I created the cover myself. Not the artwork, you know. It's illustrated by Jay Mason. But like, I got on InDesign because in high school I was in newspaper for all 4 years. So I know how to work with InDesign and Photoshop and all that stuff. And it was like, yo, like, you got all these resources in your mind, just do it. Like, I created the cover myself. I outlined the book myself. I edited the book myself. You know, I created the website myself. I did all the digital media for the website, you know what I'm saying, through InDesign and Photoshop. And it was such an accomplishment for me because I had never finished something. I had been writing the book for so long, and I had never finished anything. So it was like, yo, like, you're capable.
Yeah.
And then when I had dropped the book, it was like the sales were unexpected. I was like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So it's always like a reminder and a piece to be like, damn, like, it's built in you. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta tap into that. Also,
and it shows you that people rock with you.
Yeah.
People will listen.
People will listen.
I mean? People will support. You know what I mean? You gotta put it out there, you know?
But I've also always had that, like, thing about me where, like, I'm just happy to be a part of something.
Yeah.
Like, I've always been a behind the scenes person. I think that's why I picked up writing, because I used to be heavily into modeling and stuff like that. But I realized, like, that's just not me. Like, I need to do it in order to be successful in this world and in order to get to where I want to go in my career. I feel like I have to be on the scene. I want to be the face of stuff. So I have to learn how to get comfortable in front of the camera. But that's not really me. Yeah. Like I'm more of I want to be the creative director. I want to be the writer. You know what I'm saying? Let me do the screenwriting. Let me do all this stuff. Let me be the behind the scenes person. Help contribute to something. Yeah. I don't kind of want to take it over and like dominate it, you know? Yeah. But like I'm trying to step into that because I know like that's also what I was born for. So it's about finding a balance. But you know, the next book is gonna be definitely dope. It's almost done. I wanted to drop it my birthday month, which is next month. So stay tuned for that. I'm not about to give the name because I don't know yet, and I usually come up with that like the day before. Like God just hits me. I promise you. God be like, yep, that's it, go. And it's a conscious book. You know, I feel like I've done a lot of like reading and researching over my life to grow who I am. And then this book now is gonna be 100% giving you my perspective, but the science behind it. So I have the different sources. I have pictures. I have excerpts from different books and my favorite books. You know what I'm saying? So I can build upon why we feel these ways. Like I feel like this book was just like a book of emotions, you know. And then my next book is going to be more about the science behind the emotions and why these emotions are happening and navigating through the emotions. You know what I'm saying? Because this book just felt like release, you know. But now it's like the studying of it, like the analytical side. Like what is that? And then I don't know what the last book's gonna be. It's not gonna be a last book, but like I feel like I want to write a lot of different books, you know. Especially I want to get back into horror. I want to write like chapter books, children horror books, and I want to do love. Like that's who I am. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. But I feel like self-help would always be my start and my finish.
Absolutely. So if individuals wanted to go get this, even though you didn't release this yesterday.
Yeah, I didn't. Okay, well, you can get it on 2 places.
Look over there, that's off right now.
We can get it on 2 places. The first one is Amazon, and all you literally have to do is type the title in, and it'll pop up. It's the first one. And then my website is callmecupid.bigcartel.com.
Facts. Now, if they wanted to find you and stay in contact with you, how do they find you? What's your tags? What's your Facebook, IG, Twitter, all of them extra stuff?
All right. Well, I don't have Facebook. Well, I do have Facebook, but that ain't for people. So my Instagram is Brittany Monåe with 2 Y's and 2 E's. Not you gonna have to drop that, okay? And then my my Twitter is _Brittany Monåe_. No 2 Y's or 2 E's, just my name.
Facts. Jesus, she gonna have to text that to me so I can drop it in there.
No, facts.
So, Smokey, you too. How do folks find you if they want to find you and all that? I gotta stop doing that.
Yeah, everybody can find me on Instagram at Smokey the Vintage. That's SMOKEYTHEVENTAGE. You can also find all my music on all streaming platforms. It's just Smokey Vintage, spelled the same way. Same with YouTube as well. And so and also definitely check out my album, which is out now, which is Bachelor Chapter 1, The Rebel. Yeah.
And when I say please go check this brother music out, for now you hear that? Stutter. That's how phenomenal it is. Seriously though, go check him out. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap up the show. I appreciate you guys jumping on. I always end with a quote of the day. Today's quote actually came out of Miss Brittany's book. I was telling Quay when I seen it, I really rocked with it. So I wanted to kind of end the show with this quote. And it pretty much is, and I want you to kind of explain what this meant to you in a 30-second breakdown real quick.
I got you. I don't know how to do that.
You said you're so scared to let everyone else go that you fail to realize that you left you.
Yeah, that is so real. And in the shortest sense that I can say this, it's when you don't realize that you start and end with everything, like you are the main source, you have lost yourself.
Yes, absolutely.
That's like literally what it is. When you don't put yourself first, you have lost yourself. When you don't love yourself, you have lost yourself. When your feelings don't matter, you have lost yourself. When you have not spoken up, you have lost yourself. All of that matters.
Absolutely. Gems.
Right.
Gems. I appreciate you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
So
Thank you guys for having me. This was dope.
yeah,
thank
thank
you
you
for
for coming on. Thank you for coming on. So we appreciate all you guys for checking this out. Make sure you guys go check out whynotmeapparel.com. Grab your apparel, your t-shirts, your jackets, your hats, your socks, your gloves. It don't matter what you need. Books. It doesn't matter
what you need.
It doesn't matter what you need. We got you. Literally. Whynotmeapparel.com, and follow us on all platforms. That's whynotme2K20. Appreciate you. See y'all next
Bye.
time.
We outie.